Welcome back to Black Clover Anime Review, episode 115. This I'm reviewing the 165th episode of the anime Water Crusade and the newest chapter of the manga. Yep. Now, this episode adapts the last 5 pages of chapter 146 and goes through the entirety of chapters 151 to 151, from 251 to 253. Pretty much covering about 3 chapters plus a quarter of another chapter. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Okay, after they have the recap of the last episode, they have a cold opening. Yes, they haven't had one of these in a while because normally the way it's been is like after they finish the recap, we get like a brief minute of basically what's going on in there, and then go straight to the opening credits, or go from recap to opening credits. Basically, it's been lately. This one we start off with a 3-minute opening title sequence, a cold opening, where basically it covers the last 5 pages of the chapter, of 246. What happens this one? Well, we have a couple soldiers in the Space Kingdom while Dark Trail and the Clover Kingdom doing their own thing, walking about, and of course there's a spy. Who the spy is not revealed a little bit later. I'm not going to say who he is. Well, it's the vice captain of the Black Bulls. They don't reveal this a little bit later. So, then we see the spy, and he's like, look at the plans. It's the big tree that basically, that supposed to be the gateway to the underworld, that is explained in the episode, what the Dark Tribe want to do. And what just happened to come in, see him just looking at the papers. I mean, if this was a spy in modern day, he would be taking snapshots of these things and just going away. Here he just looking at them. Must have different spy work by there. So what does he do? He basically gets behind him while he does his little water snake and pulls him to like this black void, and the thing is, before the opening credits is seeing the close up basically on his grimoire, which confirms that he's a Black Bull. And after the opening title sequence, then we have pretty much what's there for 251, 253, where we pick up exactly where last week's episode left off, where we have Verena basically popping up at Lubrica's palace. And Lubrica's one who basically attacks first. Oh yeah, and the guy who basically sticks out his tongue, he's perfectly fine. And you have basically we've also basically taken him on the whole episode. And you probably think, okay, now it's shown here that in flashback that Nero is here when she's first in human form. Oh yeah, and also she's basically sitting on Noelle. Where's she on her? Is her head? No. Sitting on her shoulder. Now, she was asked basically of, like, in another episode, like, why does she sit on top of Asa's head? Because she finds it very comfortable up there. But why Noelle's shoulder and not her hair? I'm not really sure. We see her, we also see a little bit of her training, a bit of flashback. We also see a flashback of, well, this actually, I think this is a new anime, of Noelle's new form that's debuts in this episode. So, basically, big brawl. Van basically just traps Verena inside of this giant water tornado. And of course, Noelle stabs at Raft. He goes to a new form. Valkyrie armor, mermaid form. Yes, that shows up basically a lot more skin than the original one. Yep, shows the fact that Noelle is pretty well fit for a girl her age. Yeah, but she stabs Verena and she's like, nah, this doesn't fit me. And she's like she brings up the fact that she murdered her mother, and she's like, I don't remember her. Well, later on she does remember her. This is like killing my mother, Acer Silver. Yeah, that's her name, Acer. Like, she doesn't remember, but later on she does. And basically this is the whole thing, like, before this fight happens, like, oh yeah, we took out all your disciples. And she's like, really? And all of them all stand up and attack and try to take out Charmy, Leopold, and Luck. And then they're all like, you think you can stop us? And they're all like, bring it on. And of course, dodge. He gets his guy too, and well, it's a really fun episode, and I can't wait for next week. It's oh yeah, by the way, the episode ends where 253 ends. We have Nero come completely out of nowhere. Well, apparently she's hiding in the forest the whole time. Like, really, Nero? Why the heck would you be hiding in the forest? And then she transforms into human form, and she attempts to steal Marina. Also, I don't know if anybody's ever pointed out to her, like, does this woman ever sleep? Because it looks like, though, she's got baggy eyes. Even her bird form is like she's so bored. I'm hoping at some point they give her a chance to get some sleep. Because it seems like a lot of times she basically stays up at night, like, longer than I do, anyways. Overall, great episode. Can't wait for next week. We're just going to go back to GBA. Yami, because the next one's called Captain Yami Sharinto, which is going to be interesting. Basically, discuss that one. Alright, now new chapter in the manga, which is called, when that thing comes up here, called A Huge Melee. Chapter picks up exactly where last chapter left off. Yeah, where you have Asta defeating the ancient, like, demon in his devil uniform, and he goes back to normal because apparently he only holds up for like 5 minutes, and then Asta basically drops down in a place like, see all these people like, huh. And I wonder who, like, yeah, it's pretty interesting, like, of who these people are. They don't show their faces. And then we have apparently like more demons attacking. We have, looks like the purple, I think it's the Crimson Lions, where and some other magic knights are protecting the people. We see Furuha, basically him chipping in. We have Necromancer, him basically chipping in too. Vargolion brings out his salamander to take on these demons. Like, oh look, a fire for more demons show up. And of course, Furuha basically is there. Yep, lots of fighting. And then Luck, and oh yeah, and by the way, it's revealed that some of the characters who popped up who appear with Asta are in fact the characters I've seen a little while. We see Mosa, Nero, Luck, looks like Licht, Leopold, Noel, and it was like, oh yeah, you're all here, including Gaja and basically all the rest, even Charmy and the rest of the spirits of the spirit guardians. Yeah, really good chapter. Great ending. Bad thing about this chapter, there's no chapter, like, it says in here in 12 days, which I'm like, okay. Yeah, this chapter only came out like on February 21st. And they say the next chapter is in 12 days, even though at the end of the chapter it says like the 28th, which is interesting. Yeah, his next chapter hits February 28th. I don't know if it's kind of confusing to say the least, why it says that, even though that, excuse me, yes. Yeah, it says it next, is on, I'm looking at the Weekly Showmanship app, it says new chapter in 12 days, even though the thing says next chapter come out next week. I thought that was kind of weird. Yeah, maybe that's a typo, I'm not really sure. But yeah, two good things. Basically, a great new episode of the anime. Oh yeah, and as of right now, the anime is exactly 30 chapters behind the manga. Though, thing is, we only have 5 episodes left. Yes, 5 more episodes. And that's it. Yep. So yeah, not much to say about these two things. They're both good. Both new episode of the anime and new chapter manga. So yeah, that's a particular review. Believe it or not, my next review is something I haven't done in quite a while. The reason being is I took a break from doing it. Yes, next video is Return of the movie reviews. And I took a video of that movie that came out roughly 23 years ago. You'll find what it is next. Okay, this next video. Bye.